They say that laughter is the best medicine, and if that's true, then John Cleese is the world's greatest doctor. With an unparalleled knack for making people laugh, Cleese has shaped the world of comedy as we know it. Today, we delve into the extraordinary life of this British icon and uncover some incredible facts you may never have known. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be amused. John Marwood Cleese was born on October 27, 1939, in Weston-super-Mare, Somerset, England. From a young age, Cleese displayed a remarkable talent for comedy and a quirky sense of humor that would set him apart from the crowd. But it wasn't until he joined the Cambridge Footlights that Cleese began to realize the scope of his comedic potential. It was within the hallowed halls of Cambridge University that Cleese would meet his comedy partner in crime, Graham Chapman. Together, they would form the foundation of what would become one of the most influential comedy groups of all time, Monty Python. Cleese could not go straight to the University of Cambridge, as the ending of national service meant there were twice the usual numbers of applicants for places, so he returned to his prep school for 2 years to teach science, English, geography, history, and Latin. He then took up a place he had won at Downing College, Cambridge, to read law. He also joined the Cambridge Footlights. He recalled that he went to the Cambridge Guildhall, where each university society had a stall, and went up to the Footlights stall, where he was asked if he could sing or dance. He replied no, as he was not allowed to sing at his school because he was so bad, and if there was anything worse than his singing, it was his dancing. He was then asked, well, what do you do? And to which he replied, I make people laugh. At the Footlights Theatrical Club, Cleese spent a lot of time with Tim Brooke-Taylor and Bill Oddie and met his future writing partner Graham Chapman. Cleese wrote extra material for the 1961 Footlights review I Thought I Saw It Move, and was registrar for the Footlights Club during 1962. He was also in the cast of the 1962 Footlights review Double Take. Cleese graduated from Cambridge in 1963 with an upper second. Despite his successes on the Frost Report, his father sent him cuttings from the Daily Telegraph offering management jobs in places such as Marks and Spencer. From The Ministry of Silly Walks to The Dead Parrot sketch, a Monty Python's Flying Circus redefined the boundaries of comedy, pushing the envelope with its absurd and irreverent humor. John Cleese's performances in these sketches showcased his impeccable timing, physical comedy, and razor-sharp wit, solidifying his place in comedy history. Cleese was a scriptwriter, as well as a cast member, for the 1963 Footlights review A Clump of Plinths. The review was so successful at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe that it was renamed Cambridge Circus and taken to the West End in London, and then on a tour of New Zealand and Broadway, with the cast also appearing in some of the review's sketches on The Ed Sullivan Show in October 1964. Also in 1965, Cleese and Chapman began writing on The Frost Report. The writing staff chosen for The Frost Report consisted of a number of writers and performers who went on to make names for themselves in comedy. They included co-performers from I'm Sorry, I'll Read That Again and future goodies Bill Oddie and Tim Brooke-Taylor, and also Frank Muir, Barry Cryer, Marty Feldman, Ronnie Barker, Ronnie Corbett, Dick Vosberg, and future Python members Eric Idle, Terry Jones, and Michael Palin. While working on The Frost Report, the future Pythons developed the writing styles that would make their collaboration significant. Cleese's and Chapman's sketches often involved authority figures, some of whom were performed by Cleese, while Jones and Palin were both infatuated with filmed scenes that opened with idyllic countryside panoramas. Idle was one of those charged with writing David Frost's monologue. During this period, Cleese met and befriended influential British comedian Peter Cook, eventually collaborating with Cook on several projects and forming a close friendship that lasted until Cook's death in 1995. But Cleese's impact on comedy didn't stop with Monty Python. In the 1970s, he co-wrote and starred in A Fawlty Towers, a sitcom that would go on to be hailed as a comedy masterpiece. Inspired by his own experiences staying at a small hotel in Torquay, Cleese's portrayal of the eccentric hotel owner, Basil Fawlty, brought hilarity and chaos to every episode. Monty Python's Flying Circus ran for 4 series from October 1969 to December 1974 on BBC television, though Cleese quit the show after the third. Cleese's 2 primary characterizations were as a sophisticate and a loony. He portrayed the former as a series of announcers, TV show hosts, and government officials. The latter is perhaps best represented in The Cheese Shop and by Cleese's Mr. Prowling character, the man with a dead Norwegian blue parrot and a menagerie of other animals all named Eric. He was also known for his working-class sergeant major character, who worked as a police sergeant, Roman centurion, etc. Cleese also appeared during some abrupt scene changes as a radio commentator where, in a rather pompous manner, he would make the formal and determined announcement, and now for something completely different, which later became the title of the first Monty Python film. Beyond television, Cleese has also left an indelible mark on the world of film. From his iconic role as the bumbling hotel manager in A Fish Called Wanda to his unforgettable turn as a Q in the James Bond series, Cleese has proven time and again that his humor transcends mediums. Along with Gilliam's animations, Cleese's work with Graham Chapman provided Python with its darkest and angriest moments, and many of his characters display the seething suppressed rage that later characterized his portrayal of Basil Fawlty. Unlike Palin and Jones, Cleese and Chapman wrote together in the same room. Cleese claims that their writing partnership involved him doing most of the work, while Chapman sat back, not speaking for long periods before suddenly coming out with an idea that often elevated the sketch to a new level. A classic example of this is the Dead Parrot sketch, envisaged by Cleese as a satire on poor customer service, which was originally to have involved a broken toaster and later a broken car. This version was actually performed and broadcast on the pre-Python special How to Irritate People. It was Chapman's suggestion to change the faulty item into a dead parrot, and he also suggested that the parrot be specifically a Norwegian blue, giving the sketch a surreal air which made it far more memorable. Chapman and Cleese also specialized in sketches wherein two characters conducted highly articulate arguments over completely arbitrary subjects, such as in The Cheese Shop, The Dead Parrot sketch and Argument Clinic, where Cleese plays a stone-faced bureaucrat employed to sit behind a desk and engage people in pointless, trivial bickering. All of these roles were opposite Palin, who Cleese often claims is his favorite Python to work with. The comic contrast between the towering Cleese's crazed aggression and the shorter Palin shuffling inoffensiveness is a common feature in the series. Occasionally, the typical Cleese-Palin dynamic is reversed, as in A Fish License, wherein Palin plays the bureaucrat with whom Cleese is trying to work. During the 1980s and 1990s, Cleese focused on film, though he did work with Peter Cook in his one-off TV special Peter Cook and Company in 1980. In the same year, Cleese played Petruchio in Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew in the BBC television Shakespeare series. In 1981, he appeared in the Terry Gilliam-directed Time Bandits as Robin Hood. He also participated in Monty Python Live at the Hollywood Bowl, filmed 1980, released 1982, and starred in The Secret Policeman's Ball for Amnesty International. In 1985, Cleese had a small dramatic role as a sheriff in the American Western Silverado, which had an all-star cast that included Kevin Kline, with whom he starred in A Fish Called Wanda 3 years later. In 1986, he starred in the British comedy film Clockwise as an uptight school headmaster obsessed with punctuality and constantly getting into trouble during a journey to speak at the headmaster's conference. Written by Michael Frayn, the film was successful in the UK, but not in the United States. It earned Cleese the 1987 Peter Sellers Award for Comedy at the Evening Standard British Film Awards. In 1988, Cleese wrote and starred in A Fish Called Wanda as the lead, Archie Leach, along with Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Kline, and Michael Palin. Wanda was a commercial and critical success, becoming one of the top 10 films of the year at the US box office, and Cleese was nominated for an Academy Award for his script. Kline won the Oscar for his portrayal of bumbling, violent, narcissistic ex-CIA agent Otto West in the film. In October 2010, Cleese was featured in the launch of an advertising campaign by the Automobile Association for a new home emergency response product. He appeared as a man who believed the AA could not help him during a series of disasters, including water pouring through his ceiling, with the line of the AA, "For faulty showers." During 2010, Cleese appeared in a series of radio advertisements for the Canadian insurance company Pacific Blue Cross, in which he plays a character called Dr. Nigel Bilkington, Chief of Medicine for American General Hospital. In 2017, he wrote Bang Bang, a new adaptation of Georges Feydeau's French play Monsieur Chasse, for the Mercury Theatre, Colchester, before making its American premiere at the Shadowland Stages in Ellenville, New York in 2018, followed by touring the UK in spring 2020. In 2021, Cleese canceled an appearance at the Cambridge Union Society after learning that art historian Andrew Graham Dixon had been blacklisted by the Union for impersonating Adolf Hitler. His visit to the university was intended to be part of a documentary on wokeism. Cleese said he was blacklisting myself before someone else does. In 2023, he starred in Roman Polanski's drama film The Palace. In October, Cleese starting presenting a new show on GB News called The Dinosaur Hour, which airs on Sunday evenings. But there's more to John Cleese than just his comedic genius. Did you know that he holds a degree in law from Cambridge University? Or that he was honored with a CBE by Queen Elizabeth II for his services to entertainment? John Cleese's talent extends far beyond the realm of comedy, making him a true Renaissance man. In addition to his contributions to the world of entertainment, Cleese has also dedicated his time and resources to various charitable causes. From supporting children's hospitals to advocating for animal rights, his kindness and generosity have touched countless lives. The pleasure is all ours, Mr. Cleese. Your comedic brilliance has brightened the lives of millions, and your legacy will continue to resonate for generations to come. Join us next time as we explore the lives and stories of remarkable individuals who have left an indelible mark on the world. Until then, keep laughing, keep smiling, and always remember the best medicine comes in the form of laughter.